But tonight, welcome.
How are you today?
Those that you are here live with us, welcome. Thank you. Share this feed now while we're still live. Get other people on to hear our hearts for marriage and our hearts for healthy hearts, actually. Because when our hearts are healthy, then our marriage is going to be healthy. Most relationships will take on the fruit of what the condition of the heart is. And that's what the topic is tonight, is actually the words we speak and being mindful of those words and how those words play out. And last week we did bitter roots.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we are the Condons.
Hi, my name's Dave.
And I'm Marcia Ann.
And we are the Condons.
We are the Condons.
You said that.
I know I did.
And I just repeated it.
The Condons. Who's here? Did anyone?
That was us, I guess.
I know. It says,
Yeah, it must have been us
is
again.
that us again?
Yes.
Oh, it's us. We're here.
We're back. Boom.
We're here.
We're just like having fun.
I know. And you have to learn how to have fun in marriage.
Yes.
You really do.
Yes, you can't be all work and no play.
Yeah. And still flirt and cut up and...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves.
Kind of just keep acting like you really like them. You know?
Wait, what?
You know, if we
What?
continue to treat each other like we did before marriage, you know, and you're just excited and it's new and
Everything you did was so cute.
yeah. So tonight's topic about our words, and what I think we wanted to bring wisdom to is the importance of awareness, the importance of self-reflection, and you will hear us talk about that throughout each week.
Absolutely.
When you're able to self-reflect over shaming someone else or blaming someone else, that's when the change can happen within. And the sooner that happens, the sooner you will see different fruit. I think we can get caught up in blaming the other person before we even look at ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're me. I'm speaking for myself here.
That's me. Absolutely. I'm a blamer.
I go to that overweight. Let me look at myself. Let me check me, do a checkup. It's like we have to do self-checkups in marriage and just see where our heart is, see where our mind is. Is it aligned with God's truth? He's been showing me so much about lining up with His truth, lining up with His intentions even. Instead of my intentions or my heart intentions, what does His intentions look like? And let me pray from there. Let me treat Dave from there. Let me worship Him from there. Do work from there. Do life from there. Do marriage from there. What is God's intentions? Even if I'm praying for someone, what is His heart intentions towards that person? Instead of just, what do I want to say? Oh, well, what does it look like to me? Because the lens I'm looking through might be tainted in some way. So it's so important to shift, to humble ourselves, to recognize that it's not about us. And so the sooner we can get that even in marriage, the sooner, and we enter into humility over pride, the navigation or the way we navigate in marriage, the way we navigate in conflict resolution, and even taking things personally, you just don't as much.
Sure.
You can see, you're looking through a different lens.
Yes.
The heart is changing, it's growing, it's becoming softened as you heal, as you become humble, and so you're not so easily triggered or ready to fire those insults back. And you'll just bicker, or even, depending on the bitterness and how bitter it is and how long it's been festering, is when the words will take it up a notch, and the words become very vindictive and hateful. And that's when you can tell, ooh, I got some bitterness in my heart that I need to look at.
Mm-hmm. It came from bitter root or whatever it came from, but I think the topic, one of the things you said was, what words do I speak about my spouse when he or she is not around me? And that was something the Holy Spirit was working on me this past
Were you
week.
talking bad about me, honey?
I know. I need to go see Dr. Evelyn. Need an adjustment. It was more of, there have been people that have hurt me, and when you struggle forgiving, sometimes you end up having bitter words. And so he said, are you cursing or are you blessing? I'm like, oh. So yeah, and it goes the same thing about your spouse. Are you cursing or are you blessing? And then how many times a day are you blessing your spouse? I'm like, oh.
That's a good point. Did he tell you that?
He did.
Or did
I
you
said,
come up with that yourself?
no, that's what he told me. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. So he's kind of said, every time she comes to mind, just, give her a bless. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Even when we have some harsh words, it's still about, am I speaking negative? What am I sowing and reaping? What am I planting? Am I planting good seeds or bad seeds? And that was what he was showing me.
Yeah, because we don't see like the darts that are going into the heart, and they do. When we say something bad, it's almost like taking a dart, in the dart game, and I've played it before, darts.
Darts. The dart game,
What's
darts.
that name? Darts.
Yeah.
So you've got the bullseye and you're throwing them and they're sharp, and they go into that board. Well, that's kind of what you're doing to the person you're talking to. And you are throwing those darts, and they are, believe me, the bullseye will be the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And each one pierces it and pierces it and pierces it. And what's going to happen over time is you become unsafe.
Yeah, become a pinhole.
You don't trust the person anymore. You start breaking down the connection. And soon, the whole atmosphere of the home, even if it's the man doing it to the woman, the woman will take on, since the man is the head of the household.
Absolutely.
And that is how God sees it.
Mm-hmm. We're supposed to lead.
What he speaks, she will become.
Mm-hmm.
So she will take on the appearance of his heart, and she will flow from there. And that's why it's so important, men, I'm speaking to men here, regardless of whether she's running and kissing you and hugging you and saying how amazing you are, regardless, it is God's intention. Remember, we're talking about intention, the God's heart intention, for you to treat your wife with honor and grace and love and mercy, to cherish her. I mean, we say these vows before witnesses and before God. That we're to honor and cherish until death do us part. And so it's so important to see the heart. And this is what we say to anyone we are mentoring, any couples. We tell the man to imagine her heart in your hand, and what are you speaking over it? Are you edifying it? Are you encouraging it? Are you blessing it? Or are you destroying it? Are you contaminating it? Are you shaming it? Because one will blossom and bloom, and trust me, the whole home will smell of amazing just aroma of happiness and joyfulness. She will become what she's supposed to become. She will flourish, and the whole, just everything. Then the children, it'll spill out. This goes for pastors of churches too. You're the head. And what you speak over your congregation is what then will become the atmosphere of your church. It will flourish or it will flounder. So important for the husband to do as God desires him to do for his wife's heart.
Yep. One of the verses that comes to mind with that is the Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. That tongue, such a small little muscle, can cause great damage.
Yeah, James talks about that too.
He does, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So if you speak
what's
life,
that fruit going to look like?
You're going to have life as your fruit. If you're going to speak death, you'll have death as the fruit.
Right. Yeah.
So we want to be mindful of what we're speaking, and sometimes even what we're thinking about the other person. And then we have to be mindful also when we're in other company. What are you saying about your spouse?
Right. What are you saying behind their back? Because if you're defiling them behind their back, you're still planting seeds, and it's still going to affect the relationship. It's also a place of dishonor. So you're planting seeds of dishonor, which that's going to reap. You're going to reap that as well. You're going to be dishonored, and most likely by women. Yeah. So, well, it's just important. One of the questions, or I mentioned in the post today was, if you could see your words being spoken out, if you could see them first before they hit their target, what would you do? Would you possibly go quickly and be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Jojo, lay down.
Because sometimes we don't recognize just what we're saying because we're so angry and we just spit it out. And we're not aware of the damage it can do. And that's when you can see an area of your heart that's bitter and needs healing by the condition of the words. If the words are there to kill and destroy, they are just there to hurt. I'm going to get even. I want justice. They deserve it. And those words come out like that. That's your heart. And it needs to be looked at. You need to go and love your little child wherever it was damaged, wherever it was wounded, and it's still wanting justice. Because anger is just a side effect of fear. It's fear not being dealt with, and it's gotten to the point now where it's raging. So ignoring it and just blasting hate towards somebody who isn't the one that hurt you in the first place, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to cause division. And God's desiring connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got any words on that?
I do not. The other verse that came up in mind was the gentle tongue is a tree of life. And that's
Did I have that one down there too?
That was Proverbs 15:4. But perverseness in it breaks the spirit.
There's the heart, what it does to the heart.
Right.
We'll also because it's the heart of the spirit too. There's just like the heart of the home. It's all connected. So when you damage one, you're going to damage the next. It's like a domino effect, but with the heart. And one of the other ones I love, and to me, it's for anyone you come into connection with, because if you're going to defile a person in your home, you're going to do it outside your home too. But Psalm 19:4, where it says, "Let the words of my mouth," and this is a prayer. It's really, if you could even hear David, "and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer." So it's like something I pray even when I'm just talking to him. Gosh, Lord, please, I just desire my words to please you. That let me meditate in your words for me. Let me meditate in your words for this person. That's what I want to meditate in. That's what I want to line up with. I want to see others as you see them, even if they're in my face. It's easy to show grace when someone's just like, "You're just awesome, and I just love you. Look at how amazing you are. You do everything right." That's like super easy to show kindness and grace there. But
Sorry,
when someone could be in your face or angry with you, it could be even a stranger, and they're just, what is this, like road rage, whatever it is, and you can, that's when it requires my favorite fruit, self-control. And that one that's why it's number 9. It's the hardest. It's at the
end of the list. Yep.
It's at the end of the list. But that's when the biggest shift comes. That's when the biggest breakthrough comes, is when you can do something that challenges you. And it challenges you in every area where I can say, okay, wait, I'm not going to, receive whatever that person's screaming at me. I'm not going to let their poo come in all over me and smear it all over me and wash my hair in it. And no, I'm not going to own it. That's what I say. I'm not going to own it. That's theirs. I'm not going to own it. And this is quick. You do this quick. What does God say about me? Okay, I know what he says about me, so I'm not going to receive what they're saying about me right now. I'm going to stand firm in what he says, who I am. You might even just quickly, I'm a daughter of a king. I am his chosen. I'm his beloved. Now let me see them as God sees them, and let me speak there. And then that's when you can call out their gold. And even the best thing is to agree with the adversary first. Gosh, you sound really upset, and I'm so sorry. If I have upset you in any way, what can I do to help How can I hear you? And boy, I tell you, it diffuses things quickly because in many cases they don't even know what to do.
They're like, what? I wanted to fight.
Normally people fight back, and you're not. And so it's amazing how it diffuses things quickly. And I find that even with us, if he just says, "I love you," and I'm really sorry about that, I didn't think, versus him coming back at me with his.
Yeah, I don't do this.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I might do this, but yeah.
What? You might do what?
My mouth.
Oh.
My mouth will fire off.
Instead of the.
Yeah.
Well, I meant it as like,
I know. I got it.
fight back.
Yeah. The other,
What we call tit for tat or
Yeah.
bickering or no, it just doesn't get you anywhere.
no. And then the other thing was, what are we speaking about ourselves? Was the other thing they talked about.
Yeah.
What words are we speaking over ourselves?
Yeah.
Are we blessing ourselves? Are we cursing ourselves?
Or what are we speaking over our home, over our children?
Right.
And if we are dishonoring to our dad, we are being dishonoring to if we are dishonoring their dad, so we'll just say if you have children and you're dishonoring their dad in front of them, you've just taught them how to dishonor their husband, their future wife. They will then know, oh, okay, I'm to dishonor my spouse, and then I'll pass that on to my children too, because they are watching everything.
They're sponges.
They are, and that is how it gets passed on. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're passing it on, but we are.
Yep.
We will just.
I think she needs to go.
They're
out.
like clones, and they just. Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to say drones, because
Yeah.
but they learn everything. They're absorbing it, like Dave said, a sponge.
Sponge.
Well, we've run out of time.
And JoJo is ringing the bell to go outside.
She is our cone head.
So we are glad you guys joined us today. Thank you very much. Leave a
Hashtag replay if you're
replay,
watching it
watch
on the
later
replay.
on,
Share,
comments.
like,
Share,
subscribe to our
like,
YouTube
subscribe.
channel,
Absolutely, all those things.
which is Condon Ministries, but on
Yes.
YouTube, and then of course
Check us out on Facebook.
on Condon Ministries.
Marcia always has great posts going
and
out.
then Instagram too, Condon Ministries. But we're really been pressing in just really quick, so you can always pray, just for even support for people who are trying to do marriage again. There's so much out there for first marrieds. What about seconds?
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Lois. What happens when you're married and there's two sets of children,
Yeah.
and you're trying to form
You
one?
have exes.
How do you deal with that? Or you have exes that despise you. How do
Yeah.
you deal with that? There's just so many things. Child support.
Yeah, a lot of different things.
How do you navigate through all of those? Sometimes mountaintops, but sometimes valleys. And the past coming up. There's just so many things that you have to deal with second times around versus first. But we want to help those stay first. The marriages that stay first and don't split, but then also help support those who have been married a second time or more. Plus,
Don't want them to repeat.
yeah, so you don't
things.
wind up then
All right.
repeating again. So anyway,
right. Thank you all.
pressing into that. We love you
Appreciate
guys.
that. Continue to have us on your prayers.
Yes.
And have a great week. We'll speak to you next week. And later in the week, we'll have out what the subject's going to be. Awesome.
Yep.
All
God
right.
bless.
Blessings.